Hey, Janet, you tell me if this is proprietary information, because I assume Kind of Funny sent you to it. But can you talk about going to the Last of Us thing at Hollywood Horror Nights?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can talk about that.
Okay, great.
Oh, you went to that? I saw TikToks about that.
Yeah. Watch our TikTok about it. Yeah, we did. I went on behalf of Kind of Funny because they couldn't make it out. And we just did a TikTok on it. Like, I shot the footage and Roger McCorney did the edit and I did the VO. Yeah, it was super fun. I mean, Universal Studios, like, in its, many locations and iterations, has horror nights. So they have 8 different, like, haunted house attractions and then a couple other, like, additional attractions and things. So one of them this year is The Last of Us. It's the Pittsburgh area of the game / show or whatever.
Yeah.
So you see Joel and Ellie in there and like they're like running around and like on the generators, and then there's like clickers and hunters. I heard that's like the house.
I heard on the Game Informer show, Marcus Stewart was talking about like they got Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson to record new VO, and it like plays, and then the actors just mime that they're speaking the voice of Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that for absolute fact, but that doesn't surprise me. Like, it is obviously over a speaker because they'd lose their voice in their minds saying all those lines like over and over again.
Sure.
And Troy Baker was there when I was there as well. That is someone I saw, but I feel like I only saw him because my brother pointed it out. So I think I just don't know who people are.
You didn't say hi?
He was way too far away to say hi to. Like, he was like super in the front, and I think he was doing like interviews as well. I also saw like the IGN team there, like Jeffrey Vega and their socials kind of doing their interviews in front of the space. And then you just walk through and it's scary, and it's the same kind of design as like any haunted house maze thing where there's like little tunnels and people jump out of the shadows and there's like lights, and it was really cool.
Did it feel like you were in The Last of Us, or did it feel a little gimmicky?
I mean, it definitely feels gimmicky in the sense that like a haunted house maze thing is inherently gimmicky. But yeah, I mean, the designs were like really well done. Like, It felt like Last of Us in the sense that like all the designs were very like well made, but obviously like, Last of Us is kind of a stealth. You know what I mean? Like, you're going through it, like it's obviously different than playing the game, but it was super fun.
Yeah, but things look good, like all the makeup and all that stuff.
Yeah, it looked great. We did that one, and then after we were done with that, I'm like, oh, now we can just have fun at Universal because I recorded my content. And so we went to like Stranger Things had a house too. Which was really good. Like, I do think that was better than Last of Us because Last of Us the scope was so specific.
Sure.
That I'm like, oh, I wish they did like more settings. But yeah, we did that. The scariest thing we did was they had Holidays in Hell, which was like all the holidays if they were scary.
Oh,
and bro, that thing was scary.
Wait, so it's...
I didn't know what to expect for it, so that's why it was scary here.
Labor Day.
Yeah, no, facts. I mean, they didn't go that niche, but they had like Easter, 4th of July. Like, Easter's never been scarier. Halloween was the least scary one, to be honest.
I feel like Easter could be really scary now that I think about it. Yeah.
I'll Slack you. I have a picture of one of the bunnies that I took.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Like a scary, like Five Nights at Freddy's-esque looking bunny.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's like that tease at the beginning of Nightmare Before Christmas where it's like, oh, there's doors to like other holidays. And you always think like, oh, what if there was an Easter version of Nightmare Before Christmas? And Jack Skellington went there, but it's just fulfilling on that. I was like, oh, what if there's 4th of July, but it's spooky. I love that idea.
That's a good premise to like base that off of if they had the rights to that.
Yeah, but Disney's got that locked up because they do the whole thing with
I think what I'd be scared of, Janet, is like being awkward when I don't get scared by somebody. Like they come up, they're like, blah, and I'm like, ha, like I'm like more scared of being awkward with the actors than
sociological stress. No, that's definitely part of it. Where
like, it's like, and you apologize to them, like, oh, you made a really good effort. I'm sorry.
I love your makeup. Oh my god, it's really good. And then they're just like walk away from you. Like, how does the interaction end if they don't scare you?
Right.
They just walk away.
I went to at Valley Fair, like the amusement park here in the Minneapolis area. I went to a haunted house in maybe like 2014 or something, and it was filled with actors being monsters and all this stuff. And there was one guy who was like following us, and he was dressed as a zombie or some nonsense, but he was making the sounds that a clicker makes in The Last of Us. Like it wasn't a Last of Us themed thing at all, and every other zombie was like roaring, but he could with his voice perfectly do the clicker sounds. And so that was a weird thing because he got really close to try and scare me, and I said to be like, Last of Us, yeah, it's a good game. I played it too. Just like trying to talk to him, like, I know what you're doing here, dude, and it ain't working. but it was a little bit scary still.
Yeah, see, I was at like a haunted corn maze, and a dude got me and came up behind me and scared me. So I was like, "Ah!" and I like screamed, but then I was like, "Ah!" and I didn't know what else to do because he was just still standing there. And like, yeah, he looked scary, but like, it's kind of like if your friend scared you, you'd be like, "David," haha. But then
Right.
I don't know this man, so I'm just like, "You got me." And then he just stood there for a few minutes trying to still be scary, but I was like. Ugh, that kind of interaction is my least favorite thing in the world.
They have the Nope area, and the scariest actor interactions I had was because I took a picture in front of like the little like, was it Junipers or Jupiter's like, thing, right? And so me and my brother went in like at the end, and it was full of, and even though I still haven't watched this movie yet, unfortunately, but it was full of the people from Us. Like I watched Nope, but I'm missing, I didn't watch Us. And like it was full of like Us people.
Scary.
Yeah.
And they were standing perfectly still in like different quadrants, smiling at you, just waiting for you to walk through. And I was like, this is like legitimately like, they like ate up with this one. Like it was so, like visceral.
It is
Also,
scary,
Haley,
for
I
sure.
slacked you the picture of the the bunny thing.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look at it right now. I hate it. It's coming out of an egg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary looking. I'm sorry, I can't show this in a way right now. It's really
so
scary.
bad.
All right, thanks for being on, and thanks everybody in the community for jumping up to the MinnMax Council tier and calling in to Party Chat each and every week. And a huge thanks to everybody who listens to the show. You can unlock it if you're at the $5 tier on Patreon, patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. It's a bonus podcast each and every week. There's a lot of good stuff in that bonus podcast feed if you want to check it out. All right, this was a clip from Party Chat, our Patreon exclusive podcast that airs every single Monday. The podcast features cohorts and friends of the show, contributors, talking directly to the MinnMax community. So if you're looking for even more podcasts from MinnMax, this is the place to go. Just head to patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's, support us at the $5 tier, and you can listen to Party Chat every single week. Thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate it.